Hey there, Joey here with Turtle Labs, and today we're going to dive a little deeper into the Ascent Fusion RTR. I gave this thing a glowing review in my last video, but nothing's perfect, right? Let's go over some things that you need to check out on this rig or any other ready to run out of the box before you take your first drive out on the trail. Overall, this rig is still a solid deal and a great crawling machine out of the box. Keep in mind, this is still an RTR. I assume this is assembled in bits and pieces on an assembly line, one step at a time. This can be good for efficiency, but human error can and will come into play. If humans are assembling these all day, every day, chances are some things might not be tightened to spec. This is going to be the case with any RTR and not just the Ascent Fusion. We're going to begin by pulling the front knuckles, which requires disassembly of one side of the tie rod and drag link. I decided to choose the driver's side. Pulling the knuckles will in turn pull the axle shafts, giving us access to the differential assembly. We can then pull the spool and ring gear to reach the pinion assembly. The diffs come from the factory with a little grease, but I prefer a bit more grease. In order to release the pinion gear and the shaft assembly, we must first remove the front drive shaft pin bolt. Now, I've heard about the pinion bolts coming loose on these rigs. This one was loose already. If you notice, I can tighten the bolt a little ways before I could actually remove it. We need to remove all grease and any oil from these bits before we install thread locker. We chose to use isopropyl alcohol in this case. We've had good luck with this Vibra-Type brand of thread locker on our RC vehicles and our full-size rigs. We highly recommend it. Too much thread locker is not good, so a little dab of a paper towel leaves just enough behind. The Ascent Fusion didn't have any thread locker on any of the drive shaft pin bolts. All of them need to be removed, degreased, and thread locker applied before reinstallation. Next, we crack into the portal housings to check on the grease situation inside. There was almost none in there, so we slapped some grease in all the portals too. Upon inspection of the front axle U-joints, the grub screws also had no thread lock applied, so we applied some and reinstalled them as well. While reinstalling the knuckles, make sure and reinstall the upper bushing that likely fell out on removal. One of the most important places to apply thread lock is on the servo arm, at the drag link, and at the servo. A habit that I've gotten into is applying some oil to all the U-joints and all the rod ends after use. This keeps them from getting rusty and getting pitted over time. Redcat Racing states the servo and motor ESC combo are waterproof. We wanted to crack the receiver open and take a look at it too. Upon inspection, the entire PCB is coated in a conformal coating, which should keep it safe in the wet. The last set of gears to check on is in the transfer case. Again, the grease was a little light, so we put some grease in there before reassembly. We like to use power tools to remove and install fasteners a bit faster, but make sure to go slowly, not to melt the plastic. And never tighten completely. Finish off the fasteners with my hand. After everything is lubed up, I like to stick the truck on a repair stand and just run it for a few minutes to even everything out before tucking it away. One last thing to check on is all the chassis bolts. After checking them all, I estimate about 20% of them are loose. Well, that wraps up this video. I hope you learned something or at least enjoyed watching. This video and all my videos are sponsored by my business Turtle Laboratories, and we make a lot of cool stuff that can help you with your RC car and other hobbies. Just like this repair stand that we used in this video, as well as this portable workstation. I'll go ahead and include some links to some of that stuff down below. Make sure and check it out. We use the sales from that stuff to fund all the projects on this channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Alright, last take. Hey there, Joey here with Turtle Labs, and today we're going to dive a little deeper into this motherfucker.